Hey ladies, hey gents, welcome Wager Talk TV studios this fine Tuesday, this final Tuesday of February before the crazy begins. We're talking Pac-12 hoops tonight, really. Arizona Wildcats 21-6 overall, Arizona State Sun Devils a level 14-14 on the season. Now, this game will be played out at Desert Financial Arena in Tempe, Arizona. The first time these two met this year, first of two, tonight being the second in the regular season, the Wildcats took the Devils to the woodshed. No exaggeration. In the first of the two regular season matchups, Arizona earned a 105-60 victory just a pair of weeks ago, February 17th. Arizona, 18.5-point favorites in that game. Total set was right around 159. Tonight, the Wildcats, 11.5-point road chalk with a game total right about the same as the last game, 158.5, 158.5 at some joints, 159 at others. Depends on your store. The Wildcats defeated Washington on Saturday. The game wasn't as close as the final score, and the final score was 91-75. The win stretch to the Wildcats conference marked to 12-4, and they're 5-3 on the road, straight up 5-3 against the number in conference play as the visitors. Arizona slaughter of Washington. Their slaughter, most recently, found the Cats holding a 17-point lead at halftime in a game, again, I said it already, wasn't close. They held the Huskies to a sub 40% shooting from the field, held serve on that through the second stanza. The game ended with the Huskies shooting just over 38% overall, right? Arizona shot north of 50%, 52.9 in the first half. And at game's end, the Wildcats still were close, shooting 47% from the field overall. If you didn't know, and I guess as you do know, I believe that, but if not, breaking news, Arizona can shoot straight. A top team in field goal percentage as a team, 49% of the season shooting offensively. They're in the top 50 in both three-point takes and three-point makes, despite allowing the big number of points per game, per 100 possessions. That metric falls into a pace container that they play to and is skewed, even weight in my charts. They're a top 100 team defensively in field goal percentage makes by their game night opponent. They're good on both ends of the court. Arizona has 4 double-digit scores per game. Khalib Love, the transfer, being the top scorer. Throw in Omar Ball and his game night double-double, and this team's very difficult to outscore, even out-rebound. To defend U of A, at least, I should say this, to defeat this U of A's team, a team needs to score 90-plus points and hold the Cats to 89 or less, all things equal. That's difficult, damn difficult to do. Arizona State, the Sun Devils, they defeated a good Washington State team. A surprise to me and to many because of the form the Cougars were in entering that Saturday event at State Farm. The Devils hang their hat on their ability to get stops. Defensive-heavy team. The Devils ranked 46th in the most efficient. They're the most efficient defensive team, 46th in the nation. Points allowed per 100 possessions. That's not good enough. Not against Arizona. State, they charged out of the starting gate on Saturday. They took a 7-point lead at halftime, held on to that, earned a 12-point victory over a good Washington State team. The Cougars, they shot 39% in the game, 30 of 18 from the three line, a big part of why they lost. So I mentioned and positioned these two teams playing in Arizona based and biased, that it was played out in Woodshed the last time they met. I'm not suggesting, nor am I going to claim that the Cats will walk off of State Farm hardwood tonight winning by 45 like they did in the first match. I'm also one that believes that the results of that first game are staying with Arizona. They're carrying it with them. A lot of people say, nah, it's water under the bridge. It's a new day. It's a new game. Start 0-0. They're not troubled by that outcome. I believe they are. I believe they are, and I would be. And despite the fact that they're troubled by it, they're just not talented enough to make a huge change to that, or to reverse it, to flip it in any way, shape, or form. These two teams, as far as raw talent go, have a cavernous divide. I will state this because I believe that there is a better chance of Arizona winning by 20-plus points tonight than the Sun Devils scratching out a upset in a closely contested game. I'll state that. The second note that isn't likely to sit well with ASU faithful is me being one of those that is a faithful or a student in Tempe at Arizona State at one point in my life 100 years ago, is that the victory over Washington State was an outlier. The way they shot, the way they performed, it was a one-off and will not be repeated tonight. It was an aberration. When these two teams have met since 2016, Arizona's won 14 of 18. They've won by an average margin almost 18 and change points per game. And I mentioned the Sun Devils hang their hat on their ability to get stops. Bottom line is Arizona is not only the better shooting team, better offensive team, they're the better defensive team. They're the more physical team, which is hard for me to say because I've said that U of A's Achilles is their physicality, the lack of. But that's, in most situations, comes against top-tier teams in Division I, of which ASU is not a member. So, to rinse and repeat my performance in this video, the part in which I stated I do not believe the Cats will win by 45 points tonight, I support that. I'll back it up. I'll say it again. U of A will not win by 45, but they will win. And they will win by an average margin of victory that they've won over the last 18 games since 2016 by 18 to 20 points. I'm Tony Finn. I'm so damn glad you dropped by. Let's do it again tomorrow.